Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Joaquin Buckley advises Michael Chandler to use his wrestling against Conor McGregor at UFC 303. Next, Dustin Poirier explains why winning the belt is so important to him. Lastly, Strickland predicts his UFC 302 fight against Paulo Costa will be a bloodbath. Joaquin Buckley believes Michael Chandler needs to use his wrestling in order to find success against Conor McGregor. At UFC 303, Conor McGregor will make his long-awaited return to the octagon to battle it out with Michael Chandler. Many expect him to keep it standing with Chandler, given his striking ability. Of course, we also know Chandler has what it takes to hang with some of the very best in that department. While Conor is a talented fighter, the same is true for Chandler, even though we haven't seen either of them in quite some time. The popular opinion for many is that Michael should wrestle in order to take Conor out of his stride. That's a view that Joaquin Buckley, a rising UFC star, also has. Here is what he said. Conor looks fresh, he looks cool, he looks sober leading up to into this fight. Michael Chandler has always been a hard worker, he's always been a dog, but I feel like technique for technique, on the feet. And Michael Chandler acting like he's not gonna be wrestling, he's gonna be standing up with Conor McGregor. If he does decide to do that, I can see Conor McGregor man spinning him around. Like a vinyl record, you hear me. Dustin Poirier says winning the UFC title helps solidify all the hard work and time he spent away from his family. Dustin will be fighting for the UFC's undisputed title for the third time, as Dustin is currently 0-2. Although Dustin will be a future Hall of Famer, the UFC Championship is the only thing that has eluded him in his career, although he did win the interim title in 2019. Entering his third crack for the undisputed title at UFC 302, Dustin is a sizable underdog against Islam Makhachev. However, Dustin has confidence he will KO Makhachev and become the champ, which he says is so important to him. Here is what he said. It's safe to say this is my last shot at becoming the champion of the world. It's a personal thing. It's not for the fans. It's not for the Hall of Fame. It's for me and my wife to hug and say, you really did it, you crazy motherfucker. All the ups and downs of the last 17 years. All the lessons I've learned at UFC 302. I'm going to knock Islam Makhachev out and become the world champion. As Dustin says, winning the title is for him and his wife, as he doesn't care what it does for his legacy or anything else. Strickland expects his UFC 302 co-main event fight against Paulo Costa to be violent. Strickland is set for his first fight since losing his middleweight title to Dricus du Plessis in January. In his return, he will face Costa in a 5-round fight at UFC 302. Heading into the fight, Strickland is expecting a stand-up war and one that will leave both of them bloody. Here is what he said. UFC 302, man, it's gonna be a bloodbath. I think me and Costa are gonna go into deep water. It's gonna be a 25-minute war. I think we are both gonna be looking at each other in that 3rd, 4th round thinking, we still got one more round. Mentally, as always, I'm ready to die for what I want, and I think I will pick him apart. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.